Most investors have a pretty basic understanding of markets and financial assets. And I think one of the most misunderstood things is risk. It almost reminds me of, my daughter was 4 years old a couple of years ago, and when she, would play in the driveway, if she kicked the ball out into the street, um, she would run after it, right? I mean, she didn't understand that there was risk involved in just in going out into the street. She didn't even think about that. Her singular focus was on getting her ball so she could continue playing. And myself as dad, it was my job, right, to protect her from that risk and to make sure she didn't go running out in the street. Um, but let's just say that I didn't do that. Let's just say that I was like, well, it'll probably be all right, and she can, I don't see any cars coming or anything, and I'm just gonna go inside the house and make some coffee. And so she runs out in the street a couple times, and everything's fine. But then she runs out again one time, and here comes a car that she doesn't see. The car doesn't see her, and she gets creamed. And so that's kind of what happens with the market, right? It's all of these investors, and especially if you're 55 and above. There's a lot of people who have a lot of money. It's probably their financial retirement assets are probably their largest asset. And they have kind of a basic knowledge of the market, and they obviously want those assets to grow, but they have a complete misunderstanding of the risk involved with their investments. And that's the thing. If you're a financial advisor or you're doing your own managing your own assets, it's your responsibility to understand what risk is and how it works, and trying to guide and protect your clients, so that they won't get creamed by a truck. And I think that's one of the most challenging things for anybody who manages money. Think of it in another way. Like, I'm a dad. My daughter now is 6, and she's going to be, a teenager at some point, and I'm freaking out already about that because, how many of you dads out there have worried about, or even moms and you worry about your teenagers because teenagers think they know everything and they don't understand the risks and things that can happen to them. Will they probably be all right? Hopefully, but I knew several people when I was a teenager that were in car accidents, and they got on drugs, and they, all kinds of things, that bad things can happen and do happen. And as parents, we try to protect them as much as possible. So one of the things I think investors really should try to remember that is how risk can affect your investments. And if you're 55 and older, and you don't necessarily have a lot of time to recoup from a large decline, because you're already drawing money from those investment or those retirement accounts, it's even more important to take risk into consideration. I've written a lot online recently about how we are in a financial bubble, and I think that it's a very critical time to consider risk. And so, if you want more information about that, I'm happy to share more. If you like this video and you think it's helpful, please like it and share it with people because we are in some very potentially dangerous times in the market, and I just think it's really important to sort of assess where you are and be careful these days. So hope this helps.